Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you're watching me all over the world. My name is Oluwatosin Olajimoke Arojuju, the host of the Today's Woman's Discovery talk show and the editor-in-chief of the Today's Woman's Discovery magazine. How are you today? How is the Sunday, or how has the Sunday been? Did you go to church and how was the service? Hope you're fine. How is the family? Thank you for joining me. And if you're catching up on the replay, thank you very much. Please share with your friends because sharing is caring. So last week we started a topic titled Operating in Your Place of Assignment. Yes, we're going to do a part 2 of today of the topic today, but it has a subtopic which is titled Dear Woman, Take Good Care of Yourself. So we are still on operating in your place of assignment, but the subtopic for today is Dear Woman, Take Good Care of Yourself. Before I kick right in to the coaching session for today, I just want to make a quick advert on the Today's Woman's Discovery magazine. Have you heard about this magazine? It's the second edition of the Today's Woman's Discovery magazine, and it was published on the 3rd of March 2022. If you have not gotten a copy, it is right there on the screen. You can download a copy on the website othercreations.com. Just click on that, type that website in your browser. Then click on books on the website. When you get to the website, you see menu. Then under menu, on the menu, you're going to see books. Click on books. The first book under books is the magazine. Then click on download. It's just a free download all through the month of March. And a few days time, March is going to come to an end, and we're going to revert back to selling it for $2 or 1,000 naira. So take advantage now and get your copy. And if you don't want to go through the stress of downloading online, you can send us an email by the email on the screen, ooainspires@gmail.com or oluwatosin@othercreations.com, and we're going to send a copy right there into your inbox. It is a dynamic magazine, innovative. It is full of life lessons, life issues, lifestyle, visionary content that can create a mindset shift. And we just want you to take advantage of it, because that is what we stand for. On the Today's Woman's Discovery platform, we bring you content daily or every other day on the page and via the magazine and the talk show, in order to build, to help you on your self-discovery journey and to help you to find purpose and to begin to live a visionary and a wholesome life. So take advantage of the magazine, of the edition for March, and be blessed by the content therein. So I'm going to kick right into the topic of today. I'm sorry if you see me looking down, checking my phone. That's where I have the jottings for today's topic. And like I said, I don't want the talk show to be more than 25 minutes each day. If there's going to be any extra, let it just be, let's say, 28 minutes. Definitely, I don't want it to be 30 minutes, so that people can you can help people to save their data and they can get the core message in whatever topic that we're bringing in, without having to, veer off track or go through all kinds of distraction. So, like I said, today's topic is operating in your place of assignment part 2, and the subtopic, Dear Woman, Take Good Care of Yourself. So, as a woman, I'm specifically directing this session to women. As a woman, I've discovered that a lot of women neglect themselves when it gets to a point in their lives, most especially when they become wives and mothers. They tend to neglect themselves, they let themselves go, and they feel that that is the peak of what they have been called to do in life. And it's not our fault, because of the way we've been groomed right from childhood, most especially if you're an African woman. Most of us have been groomed like that. It's just in recent years that the narratives are changing and women are beginning to embrace self-discovery journey. Or usually the practice was that right from childhood, women are being groomed to see the entirety of their lives revolving around marriage and motherhood. But in recent years, women have been opening up and embracing self-discovery journey. But even at that, there are still a lot of women who let themselves go once they get married and start to have children. They forget about their purpose, They don't even want to discover themselves. They just let themselves go. And this kind of leads to for a frustrated and a bitter life. A lot of women are bitter today because somewhere deep down they know that they are made for more. But because they have been engulfed, their entire life revolves around motherhood and being a wife. So this kind of creates a kind of emptiness despite them being sucked in so deep in motherhood and being a wife. So today, that is why I'm bringing this topic, that, dear woman, take good care of yourself. One of the duty of care that you owe yourself is to take good care of yourself. And I don't just mean being healthy and all that. Yes, it's part of it. But taking good care of yourself also is meaning that you make yourself a priority. You are important. In the equation, you are important. Do not be that woman that will be there for everybody but will let herself go. They might appreciate your sacrifice and a lot of things might move forward because you're sacrificing. But at the end of the day, you become this kind of bitter and agitated woman. And if you now want to take it out on the people that you're sacrificed for in the future, they're going to ask you that, did I send you? There were times that somebody wrote something on social media one time and I started to read comments under that post made by men. And the kind of mentality they had was that, the women made them, they gave everything for her, but did I send her? Not one, not two or three men that made that kind of comment. So this is to let you know as a woman that you should also make yourself a priority in as much as you are pouring into everyone in your life. And this includes your husband, your children, and your extended family, both from your own side and from the side of your husband. You must also make yourself a priority so that you can live a beautiful and a wholesome life. A woman who is living a purposeful life is a fulfilled woman. Is a woman that is beautiful in and out because she has found a sense of purpose in her life. So I want you to understand that before you were created as a person, you have an identity. Being a wife and a mother is part of that journey, but it is not the entirety of your being. So if you have always had this belief about your life as a woman, after watching this session, this coaching and mentoring session today, I need you to go and revisit yourself. Begin to question yourself. What is the purpose for which I am created? What is the purpose for which I am created? Understand that you were first a human being. You have an identity. You have a purpose, even if you have not yet discovered it. Sometimes as women, we don't discover our purposes until we start having children. I think that's part of my own story. I knew that I was made for more. I knew that I had leadership qualities, but I had not discovered that unleash my innermost resources until I had my first child. So sometimes you might not discover your assignment in life as a woman until you start to have children. There's something that having children does to us. It's either it unleashes you and make you begin to unravel yourself, or it sinks you and make you you don't even understand that you are made for more. It kind of deadens you. It's either of the two. But oftentimes, testimonies I've heard from women is when they start to have children, a lot of things start to click. And when you get to that point, it's not a time for you to get lost in motherhood and being a wife or wifehood, so to say. It is a time for you to begin to sit down and to begin to ask God, what is the purpose for which I am created? Like God should reveal it to you. What exactly have you been created to do? It doesn't have to be one big deal. The woman with the alabaster box that broke that perfume on Jesus' feet, that was the only thing she did. Until today, she's still being talked about in the Bible. So when you hear purpose, don't think it's one thing that has to be difficult or one thing that has to be one big deal. No, it might be the minutest thing that you would do with a whole lot of excellence and you'll be celebrated for it for life. But the most important thing is that you find that purpose. Many people go to their grave without finding the purpose for which they are created. So it is important for you as a woman to take good care of yourself, and part of taking good care of yourself is finding the reason for which you are created, aside being a wife and being a mother. I know that some of us will say that being a wife and a mother is a calling, definitely, but that is not the only calling that you are made for. If you have done your findings, you realize that there are some pastors' wives that they are full housewives aside pastoring, what they do is to raise the children to support their husbands. But somewhere deep down, they have a kind of ministry. Some of them have written books. They've written books. Some of them, after spending some years to nurture those children, and those children are a bit grown, maybe from 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, then they begin to enter into their own ministry. They are not totally idle. So you might not be working. I'm not saying go out there to work. No, everybody as a woman will not go out there to work in corporate organizations. But what exactly is it that you have been created to do? I know women who prepare akamu. You know akamu is pap. And they've brought it they've made it so beautiful and so innovative that they create all kinds of flavor around akamu. And before you know it, they are celebrated and known all over in their area. So there is a purpose for which you are created. And when you find that purpose, that is your core essence. That makes you glow from inside out. That gives you a new lease of life. Rather than just being a wife and a mother, and everything you do in this life revolves around wifehood and motherhood. You don't have something. There must be something, even if it's to be a public speaker. Maybe there's something you are good at. There's something you are good at. Maybe in your husband's church, maybe, okay, you know that yes, there are some times that if you are a pastor's wife, I'm majoring on pastor's wives because people use them as an excuse that after all, this pastor's wife wasn't working. All she was doing was raising her children. But go and find that some of them, they've written books. Some of them are coaches. They coach women in their husband's church. Some of them are public speakers. They take them around the world. It's not as if they just sat down and they were just raising children. They had a sense of purpose. So it is very important for you as a woman, if you want to live a fulfilled life, if you want to be happy and joyful from inside out, you must find the purpose for which you are created. I'm extremely passionate about this because I realize that a lot of women are unhappy. Sorry, my chest is creaking. I'm sorry. A lot of women are unhappy. They're just living life and they are empty. They're living on an empty tank. And they're taking it out on everybody around them. Why? Because they have not found the purpose for which they are created. So, and sometimes, sometimes, yeah, when we are single, we want to get married as women. It is normal. I'm not saying getting married as a woman is not part of the reason that we were created. God has said we should go into the world and multiply. So wanting to get married is a normal urge. Wanting to have children is normal. So that is what God has instructed us to do as children of God. So, but sometimes there are even some women that they're not ready for motherhood yet, but because they want to, the society is putting a lot of pressure on them. Some women would rather find their purpose first before even getting married. But because society is putting a lot of pressure, they fall into marriage, and after getting married, they realize that they are not satisfied. Okay, let me have children. They have children, they still realize that they're not satisfied. Why? Because there's something missing, and that is your purpose, and you must discover it. If you care about yourself, you must discover that purpose for which you are created. So, and one of the things that discovering your purpose does to you and operating in that place of assignment, one of the things that it does to you is that it makes you to glow differently. I've heard testimonies of women whose marriages became, sweeter the moment they began to work in purpose. Because when you begin to work in purpose, you become wiser, you have more knowledge, you glow differently, you speak differently. A lot of things are different about you, and your spouse would have no choice than to notice. It begins to see the powerhouse that you are because you are working in purpose. Rather than when you just live your life carelessly, all you do is gossip, all you do is just being lackadaisical. You're not making efforts to better your life. You're not making efforts to become a better today's woman. So it is very important. Finding purpose is like a color. It's like something that beautifies our lives. It's the essence. There is a purpose. That's one of the essence for which we are created. There's a purpose for which each and every one of us is created for as a woman. Don't let anybody deceive you. That's all you are created for in this life as a woman, is to come and have children and be married. No, you have a purpose. You have a purpose. Why did Jesus Christ have women as part of his disciple? Why was he always, having relationships with women? Like they're always around him, learning from him. Those women should have sat in their husband's house. And even if they are not married, they should have not been able to even connect with him to come and learn. So it is very important as a woman, if you want to live a fulfilled and a wholesome life, you must find the reason for which you are created. So, and also when you are working in purpose, when you find this purpose, it has a lot of dynamics and a lot of things you're going to see, things that would, that would affect you sometimes. Things is normal. It's part of the journey. As you are working on a purposeful path, you're going to see a lot of dynamics. You're going to see a lot of things that will change your orientation about life. But it's part of the deal. Don't give up, or don't become weary, or don't say that, oh, I don't want to walk on this path again. Let me just go back to my normal self. No, you can't live an ordinary life. We are not meant to live ordinarily. We are here to make a mark, to live a life of purpose, an impactful life. So as you're working on this journey, also take good care of yourself as a woman. As women, we use our bones a lot, right from when you conceive. Your health, right from when you conceive, a lot of things about you begins to change. So you must consistently take good care of yourself. When you start having children, go for massages, take good care of yourself, make your health a priority. Don't be that woman who is giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and one day she drops dead. If you die today, everybody would move on. That's the truth. That you make yourself a priority as a woman doesn't make you selfish. No. The most important thing is that you are loving everybody around you. You love your husband. If you're married, you love your children. You give to them, but find space to take good care of yourself. Build a routine, build a structure that gives you an avenue to take good care of yourself. These days, my children know, once it's 7, everybody goes into their room. And if you are coming out, maybe you are coming out to ask me for milk or to ask for water. But you dare not come out of that room after 7 in school, during school days. That's Monday to Friday. I tell them, this is my me time. I don't want to see you. They know. Sometimes, they might be angry. Oh, no. But the best I can do for you is to take your tab to the room. You can take your tab to the room and watch for like 1 hour before bed. You can go to bed like 8. But you dare not step out of that room, because if you come out, the first thing I'll tell you, yeah, this is my me time. I need sanity. So you must be it doesn't make you a bad woman. Take good care of yourself. Your sanity is key. A happy mother is a happy child. A happy mother is a happy child. A happy wife is a happy husband. When you are not happy, the home is tensed. So make yourself a priority. And also, avoid things that triggers you. Avoid things that triggers you. It is very important. Anything that triggers you, distance yourself from it. Relationships that triggers you, be it in your workplace, just be as impersonal as possible. Give what you can give, and just let that space be there. Protect your edge space if you want to live a really purposeful life. Because by the time your edge space is crowded with all sorts of negativity and triggers, you can't maximize purpose. You can't maximize purpose, and you cannot receive, you can't utilize your inspiration as you should utilize it. Those things are going to act as a kind of stumbling block. So these are the things that we need to pay attention to when we are operating in our place of assignment. The devil is going to create all sorts of orchestration. So the onus lies on you to protect your mind, protect your space, protect your sanity. So avoid triggers. People will trigger you. People who do things that makes you unhappy, or people who do things that derails you. Avoid them as much as you can. And also, this might not go down well with many of us, but I'll say it anyway. Sometimes if you are married to a husband who triggers you, you have to learn how to love such people in the agape way. Oftentimes we get hurt by people because we have other kinds of love for them. You have mundane love, eros love, you have feelings for them. But when you have agape love towards people, it makes you to see less of the wrongs that they are doing. It makes you to feel less of the things that they are doing to hurt you. So peradventure, you are married to a man who is emotionally abusive. I'm not talking about physical violence now. Zero tolerance for physical violence. If you are living with a man who is physically violent towards you, you can't fulfill purpose. And part of the resources that the Lord has given unto you is your body. So if you are married to a man who is physically violent to you, it can destroy that body, thereby limiting you from fulfilling purpose. So if you're in that kind of marriage, I wouldn't hide my counsel. My counsel is move away from such a home. If you have something important to do with your life, move away from such a home. It is not a sin. Don't be deceived. Don't stay in a violent environment. It is only the person that is alive that can fulfill purpose. So if you're married to a physically violent man, get away from that vicinity as fast as your legs can carry you. If you're married to an emotionally abusive spouse, you know, it can be very strategic when you're in an emotionally abusive marriage. And sometimes, you know, you might be hooked and you don't even know how to move out of such an environment. And perhaps you're married to a man who doesn't even want to dialogue. You know, some husbands don't want to talk and they just want to. See, detach your emotions. I'm going to tell you this from the bottom of my heart. Operate in the sphere of only agape love. It will save you a lot of headache. A lot of women are dying today because they are married to men who keeps on hurting them. The men are cheating. They talk to them in a disrespectful manner, and this thing sinks into their hearts, thereby causing inner sicknesses. A lot of women are battling all sorts of diseases and sicknesses today because of emotional abuse. So I will counsel you as a woman that you should detach your emotions. This one is not agape love. Operate in the sphere of agape love. Just love them as God has instructed us to love our neighbor. But whatever feelings that will make you to be triggered, whatever feelings that will make you to be feeling, you know, like you know, when you are in love with people, eros love and mundane love, they tend to hurt you easily. But when you limit such love, when you are in a relationship with an emotionally abusive spouse, limit the love to agape love. Agape love means that you don't get to see their wrong. You don't get to hurt. Even when they're doing things to hurt you, it doesn't get into your heart. Protect your heart. This is something that many people will not share with you, but I'm talking to you as a coach now. Protect your heart. Agape love keeps you safe. It keeps you safe. Then so when they're doing this emotionally abusive things, it doesn't get into your system. Some of these things, emotional abuse are the things that get into the systems of many women, and it becomes cancer. It becomes all sorts of diseases, consistent headaches, high blood pressure. Protect yourself. It is only when you are alive that you can maximize and fulfill purpose. But if you die before your time because you are trying to, you know, love someone that is unlovable, you are allowing your feelings to flow your feelings to flow. I don't know how to describe this, but you are wasting your mundane and eros kind of feelings towards people who are dead or cold towards you, towards a spouse who is dead or cold towards you. Then you are going to there's a consequence for it. These are the things that causes all sorts of sicknesses and diseases. So operate in the sphere of agape love. Agape love would not make you see many of the things that they are doing. As long as you still want to be in that marriage, you know, it's not every woman that can tolerate emotional abuse. But I hear a lot of stories that makes me sad of women in emotional abuse, and there's nobody that would even believe them when they say it out like, oh, this is how this man is. People won't believe because they see another kind of man out there. So take good care of yourself. Avoid triggers. You know, take care of your feelings, your head space. These are the things that you need. They are part of your resources that you need to function maximally in your place of assignment. So, dear woman, I hope you have gotten one or two things today in this talk show, and that you need to take good care of yourself. The onus lies in your hands to take good care of yourself. You owe God and yourself the duty of care to prioritize yourself so that you can fulfill your purpose maximally and optimally. I hope so. Be proactive in taking good care of your emotional and physical health. Be very, very proactive. It is extremely important so that you can impact the lives that the Lord has connected to you. And that is the end of our talk show for today. Once again, my name is Oluwatosin Olajumoke Arodudu, the host of the Today's Woman's Discovery talk show and the editor-in-chief of the Today's Woman's Discovery magazine, and also the creative director of Other Creations. Let me quickly do an advert. As you can see, I'm wearing one of our t-shirts at Other Creations. This one is which it says, I'm not a hustler, I'm a visionary. Maybe I will make some talk about this in the nearest future, but I don't want to waste our time. It's already 25 minutes. So if you're catching a replay, please drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this. If you joined while this is live, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please share with your friends so that they can also get some value. Yay, I'm so happy. I'm really keeping to time. And this is our new dispensation of the Today's Woman's Discovery Talk Show. It's 25 minutes, 24 seconds right here. Yeah, that's beautiful. So by the time I get to have the intro and outro video, we will still be in the sphere of 28 minutes. That's great. I love that. And that's an improvement and a kudos to me that I'm keeping to time. So until next week, God bless you. Take good care of yourself. Bye. Bye.